here. Hi there. Welcome to all you people out there in TV land. This is Selects, and you can find me at Selects.me. Yeah. Here we are again. We're on number 30. Yeah. Selects.me. Think, feel, and believe. 30. Yeah. 30. Are you listening to them in succession? I'm telling you, it's important. It's like a book. And I'm going to say it. I'm just going to kind of be reading. If you're watching this video right now, and this is one of the third or whatever, and you're on 30, get your butt back to number 1 and start at number 1. You understand me? I mean, really now, huh? Yeah, I think you ought to get back there. You better get back to number 1, and you better get one. Watch 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way until we are right now, 30, yeah. And again, I think, and I'm inspired to tell you something here. I'm inspired. This whole thing about you are your own worst enemy. Well, and I know that sounds kind of bad. You're your own worst enemy? No, because you know what? You can be your own best friend too. You can be your own best friend too. And you know how you be a best friend? It's called personal growth. It's called working on yourself. It's called, personal growth really, for the most part. You don't need to go see some sort of psychologist to figure yourself out. You can figure yourself out pretty much by analyzing your own behavior. Analyzing your own behavior, and for the longest time, for instance, this is part of another story, but for the longest time in my life, I used to compare myself to other people all the time, right? I was always, for whatever reason, all the time it was like I was being tormented by comparing myself to other people all the time. And this is kind of where this story works at the perfect, eh? It works out the perfect, eh? It works out the perfect. Okay. Because we are our own worst enemy to the extent of there are certain things that are beset upon our lives. There's things that are set in our lives based on where we came from, you see, where we came from, the families that we were brought up in, the environments that we were brought up in, the cultures that we were brought up in, all this kind of stuff. You see, it's because where y'all came from, where I came from. Where I came from, I'll tell you where I came from. I came from a period of time in my life when I was always just kind of wondering why I always had to compare myself to people all the time. I say to myself, why do I always compare myself to people all the time? Why do I always have to compare myself to people all the time? Till I brought myself to a torment. The best thing you can do to try to, self-analyzation of your behavior. Starting to asking questions. Why do you think that way? Why do you feel that way? Why are you doing it? Because I'm going to tell you one thing. That's two fingers. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. And you need to understand this because nobody escapes this one, period. I don't care. I don't care what you believe at all. Okay? You are, and I know there's some people out there that maybe not understand this or, don't want to believe it or whatever. You are a spiritual being because the majority of you is a spiritual being. Where most of us at are, we're distracted, you see, or distracted by the flesh. That's who we think we are. Who we think we are is what we see on the outside, but the power of us is within our spirit. So that's the power that we have that's inside of us. It's the power that God gave us, and whether you believe in God or not, I don't know. Well, I'm not here to do that. You need to go over to watch the videos about church on Sundays, and they'll talk about things over there. That's not what these videos are about. That's not what these videos are about. No, this is think, don't believe. Okay. So I was going through my life, always compare myself to people all the time. And then in the analyzation of my behavior, I ask myself this question, and this is how you grow, right here. Why am I acting that way? Why am I feeling that way? Why am I doing that? I mean, you could start asking why about a lot of things in your life and start asking why, and why do I need to do that? And why am I feeling that way? Why am I thinking that way? Why am I believing that way? You know, you got to start with the self-analyzation. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that got a lot of information about manifestation. Okay, because part of what you're doing in your life is manifesting things by your thoughts and your feelings and beliefs. You're doing it. Nobody escapes this one. Nobody, because we're all kind of made of the same stuff. Maybe just a little bit different, looks a little bit different on the outside, but I tell you, spiritual beings, we're all the same on the inside. We just look a little different on the outside, and that's where everybody's distracted. That's where everybody's thoughts are. That's where everybody sees. It's all about what's on the outside when everybody looks on the inside. But when you peel away the skin, there is something underneath. We're all the same underneath. So whoever y'all, you're not escaping this in the slightest. And, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that have information about manifesting stuff. But I think some of the powers that you need to, and some of the things, powers, no, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. The things you need to be is pretty much self-analyzation. Because if you're going to be effective at really manifesting the things in your life that you want and that you deserve and that you desire, and the way that you really want things to be in your life, except from, you know, without being under the torment that you're in about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, you got to start with the self-analyzation and the like I was doing. Okay, so let me tell you a story. Okay, so I went through this period of time in my life where I started noticing how I was comparing myself to people all the time. And, you know, I'm like, gosh, you know, why am I always comparing myself to people all the time? How much money somebody else made, you know, the examples. I mean, I could go on and on about all the examples about how I'm comparing myself to other people and what other people got and what other people have and why don't I have that, and compare myself to this person. Oh, you know, whatever. There's lots of examples out there. So, but the thing about it, I did, because I was going through a lot of personal growth in my life, I was asking the question, why am I always comparing myself? Why am I always comparing myself to people? And I went through, I don't know. I mean, just from the onset, I would say months, and I wouldn't say months like 14, but for a while. I mean, I can't tell you exactly, but I mean, for a while. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I always comparing myself to people? Why am I always comparing? Why am I this? Why? Asking myself why I feel this way. Why am I thinking this way? To one day, and pardon me if I cry, I don't know if I will, but when I tell stories, sometimes I touch on the truth. And anyway, so yep, it put me on the edge of my bed one evening, crying my eyes out. I mean, just like uncontrollable blubber. I don't know if you've ever had that in your life. I've only had it happen to me maybe 2, maybe 3 times, but just the uncontrollable blubber where you can't stop. You just can't stop, because I came to a moment of truth in my life, and you know, like I told about some of the things that are put upon us, you know, in our lives, and that it can come from many different facets, culture, family, what have you. But you know, the voice that popped in my head finally when I came to the realization was what I heard as a kid. Why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you be more like your sister? Your sister's always known what she's wanted to do with her life. Why can't you be more like your sister? So as a child, that was beset, and that was put upon me. So here I am, this adult in my mid-20s, you know, comparing myself to people all the time and acting out, basically, you know, acting out. Why am I, you know, comparing myself to people and doing that? Caught up in the torment I was my own worst enemy. But sometimes that's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. It's from other things. So don't feel so bad about it. Because we all come from some difficulties in our lives. It's just if you want to be set free and you don't want to be tormented no more. Yeah. You want to be set free and you don't want to be tormented no more, then, that self-analyzation, because I was my own worst enemy, comparing myself to people all the time. And I kept on asking myself that question, why? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I reacting this way? And then the truth will finally come to the surface, and you will be set free.